how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. My name's Mariam Nalbanya, and I'll be your dietitian for the day.
Thank you. I'm Ilona.
Nice to meet you. And who do we have here?
We have Jamie.
Okay, Jamie. And how old is Jamie?
She's 10 years old.
You're 10? Okay. So what's going on with Jamie? What's the reason for the visit?
So she's having a lot of trouble breathing at night, I guess, and she sleeps with her mouth open, and it seems to us that she stops breathing for a few seconds at a time, and then when she is sleeping, she's really restless and then wakes up with bad headaches all of the time.
Uh, okay, that must be really hard as a parent to
Yeah.
have to wake up with her.
Yeah, I don't know. She gets very cranky too, I guess.
Yeah, probably from the headaches, I would
Mm,
imagine.
I don't know.
So how's she doing otherwise, other than sleeping? Is there anything else?
So at school, her teacher has mentioned to us that she's unable to focus in class and she's just having trouble overall. And then they cut out her all the specials in the class or in the school. So like the art, PE, this, that, the other is no longer. So she's not getting any physical activity either.
Mm,
So
okay. Sounds like she might be a little restless at night, which is
mhm.
probably why she can't focus, probably not sleeping very well. Okay, well, let's see. Let's look into this. So, what about on a daily? Does she get any other physical activity other since I know they cut off PE? Is there anything else that she does?
So not really at home. After school, she's really into video games, so that's all she does
Mm,
once she gets home, and she really likes to read.
okay.
But other than that, she's not really getting any movement.
Okay. And do you guys as parents maybe do any exercises or physical activity?
Honestly, not really. Nothing at all. Mm-mm.
Okay. Um, let's go into the food aspect. So what does her typical diet look like? Like maybe what she ate yesterday or just a typical like weekly diet?
So yesterday for breakfast, she had I think two breakfast burritos. She has a cup of whole milk for with every meal.
Okay.
And in the morning, she also drinks coffee with sugar and cream.
Mhm.
And then for lunch, she had two sandwiches, some chips, a few snacks, and then the milk again. And then after school, I think she had a peanut butter jelly sandwich and then some more milk. And dinner time, she had a bunch of fried chicken, mashed potatoes, fried okra, and sweet tea. And then after that, before bed, she had a snack, which was um, a bunch of popcorn and then a cup of soda.
Okay. So it seems like for her age, her
Mhm.
being 10, that's quite a bit of food. I know growing kids, we need them to obviously eat more so they can grow.
Mhm.
But we want it to be appropriate and like a little more healthier on the healthier side.
Mhm.
Um, we can try and figure out ways that we can work with the same meals,
Mhm.
but kind of reduce the portions
Right.
so we can just kind of maintain her weight. And we're
Right.
we're not trying to make her lose weight or
Mhm.
think that that's like an important aspect. We don't want her growing up thinking food is bad.
Right.
So we want her to be healthy with that. And then we'll also talk about the snacks if that's okay with you.
Oh, totally fine. We need the help.
Okay. So I have a handout here. I just sent it
Mhm.
to you if you want to look at that.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
hmm I'll just
Okay.
be kind of going over it with you. It's like a simple kind of an example of a meal plan you can do or something to cook during the day.
Mhm.
So here it says daily food plan for children. So when it comes to daily meal plans for children, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, protein-rich foods, and dairy are very important for growth. So for breakfast, instead of the breakfast burritos,
Mhm.
maybe just cereal and milk with a slice of bread and some jam. Since she likes to have the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, she'll probably like the jam with the bread. And then some apples to go with it, and orange juice. Um, and then a snack in between.
Mhm.
It could be any, I just put celery sticks with peanut butter, but it could be anything. Vegetables, dip it in the peanut
Right.
butter or inside hummus, a
So
yogurt. Uh-huh.
so for snacks, should we stick to like fruits and veggies or like could it be, I don't know, like not what are healthier alternatives to chips, I guess, cuz she's really into chips.
Okay, so chips, what you can do, there's kale chips. I don't know if you've heard of it,
Mhm.
but kale is a vegetable and sometimes it tastes a little bit bitter. But you can
Mhm.
buy a kale stalk and make it at home.
Ooh,
And I can send you a recipe for that.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and then you can flavor it. And
Mhm.
I think because me, I love chips too. And it's more
Mhm.
of like the crunch and the texture. And
Right.
it's like a
Mhm.
fun habit thing.
Mhm.
So the kale chips has that crunch. It's not as thick, but it still has that like crunch and it kind of satisfies that.
Awesome. Mhm.
So, and then also celery sticks kind of satisfy the crunch too, or
The crunch.
carrots.
Mhm.
So you can just kind of experiment, see what she likes with the different fruits and vegetables. But definitely for snacks, substituting the Twinkies and the chips with
Mhm.
more fruits and vegetables would be good. But
Completely.
also, I wouldn't hold back all the way from restricting treats and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Because if you do, they're going to grow up thinking, oh, like treats are better and more valuable than regular
Right.
food.
Mhm.
And then when they grow up and they're in their own world and they have their own money and they're going
Mhm.
to hoard all these
Yes,
treats. So
that
you
makes
want
sense.
to give them the treats once in a while.
Mhm.
Don't give them as a reward, but just kind of like, oh, let's do this tonight and we'll
Mhm.
we'll eat this tonight. We'll
Yeah,
all
sounds
have a
good.
little snack.
Mhm.
So yeah, so there is a lunch option, chicken pot pie, for example, and a
Mhm.
little salad and a fruit cup. We're gonna try and put in water
Mhm.
for most of the day instead of the sweet teas and the
Mhm.
colas. The milk is good, a cup or two for the day because it's good for bone growth. But we don't want it with every single meal.
Right.
It still has a lot of fattiness in it.
Mhm.
And if she likes the taste of whole milk, then yeah, I would suggest one or two. If you can dial it back to 2% or 1% or even skim
Mhm.
milk and see if she likes it, you could try those. Midday snack, another kind of vegetable option,
Mhm.
fruit option. And then dinner, something like spaghetti and meatballs for some carbs and some protein.
Right.
And then some veggies to go with it, steamed veggies and whatever the case.
Mhm.
Did you have any questions about like menu wise, like maybe something that you would know she would rather want?
I know for a fact that she really, really likes the fried chicken. So
Oh,
I just don't know what alternatives there could be for that.
okay. So for fried chicken, you can try grilled chicken, but like
Mhm.
crusted.
Ooh, maybe we can try that.
Yeah, it could be like
Mhm.
pepper crusted or
Right.
even Parmesan crusted, and that'll kind of like give it the fried chicken feel for her.
Right. Because the skin is her favorite part, which is, I feel like, the worst part too, because that's where all the grease and stuff is.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
so tasty, right?
Right.
So something like that, yeah, just to give her that like feel of the fried chicken,
Mhm.
but it's a little bit more healthier for her.
Right.
And
We
then
can try
maybe
it.
dial back as much of the
Mhm.
sides. I know you said a cup of mashed potatoes and fried
Mhm.
okra. So maybe
Yeah.
try grilling okra if she really likes okra
Yeah.
or grilling other
Right.
vegetables.
We're
And
so
then,
open to trying everything just to be healthier.
yeah.
Hmm.
So my next question was going to be, do you guys maybe as a family do anything that could count as physical activity, like maybe walking around the neighborhood or just anything at
Um,
all?
we don't do any of that, but I'm sure I'm always up for it, but we just have to see what Jamie would want to do just because she's always so into the games and reading and all that stuff. But I'm sure if we tell her we're going to do it as a family kind of thing, she might be more inclined to, but
Yeah. I was gonna suggest too, like maybe on weekends if you want to do, maybe she can invite some friends and you guys can all meet up at a park or something and you
mhm,
guys can play outside. That'll give
that's
her like, yeah, that'll give her room to kind of run around and
mhm,
do something other than the video games and be
right.
outdoors.
Hmm.
I know, like in this generation, it's kind of hard to get the kids away from the
Right.
screens.
Always just on their phones, on the screens.
Right. I mean, we're all guilty of it too,
Right.
so I understand. But yeah, it's
Right.
really important for the children to get out there. Um, if I don't know if it's possible for you guys maybe to find like a hand-me-down bike, or if you guys
Mhm.
have a bike, you guys
Yeah,
can go biking with her.
that's a good
Um,
idea. We
or
have a
she
few
can,
bikes at home. They're just collecting dust.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, so it's really important for children always want to be like their parents, right? They
Right.
always like copy everything you do and they want to cook
Mhm.
with you and do fun stuff with you. Um, I feel like with children that are like that, they
Mhm.
kind of copy what you do, right? So if you're
Right.
you're collecting dust on the bike, she's gonna collect dust on the bike. So
Right.
you guys setting the example and like doing that, oh, let's go outside, let's go,
Right.
you know, walk around the block, say hi to the neighbors type of thing.
Mhm.
She might be more open to it
Right.
and she might actually start to like it. And maybe eventually you guys can start trying to find little activities that she likes.
Right.
Swimming or I don't know, jogging or
Maybe
cartwheels.
something. Something. Well, I'm sure
Something.
we can find something.
Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so we're gonna work on that. Did you have any questions before I kind of go into like a plan, like a goal setting kind of thing?
Um, I don't think so. I think we covered everything.
Okay.
We, yeah, she's just she loves to eat, so so we covered that. But if I come up with any other questions, I'll ask you.
Okay. Yeah. So basically just an overall goal plan that I wanted to go over with you for Jamie is basically reduce portion sizes. So
Right.
instead of the two breakfast burritos, maybe do one and do, a whole wheat tortilla. Add
Mm-hmm.
some veggies in there, not the fried chicken. um, the coffee, you can give it to her black, although she's very young for that. So maybe just a little bit here and there, I would suggest, just so
Right.
she doesn't rely on it later.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for instead of two sandwiches for lunch, maybe one sandwich and a side salad. So just figuring out kind of things for her that go with what she already does on a regular
Right.
basis, substitutes, things like that. And yeah, reduce portion sizes, try and find some sort of physical activity that she would like that you guys all can do together.
Right.
And obviously have some of those treats, let her indulge here and there. She's a
Mhm.
kid.
That
We
makes
all
sense.
indulged.
Right. Who doesn't love
So,
it?
yeah, let her be a kid, still. We're not going to completely block her
Strip
off
it away.
of everything.
Right.
Yeah, and she might be more open to having the vegetables and everything if
Right.
you're still getting some treats here and there.
Mm-hmm. We just have to try it out and see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. So I want you guys to do a food log.
Okay.
So you guys will write down in a journal in one of her school books or something. I want you to write down everything that she eats.
Awesome.
And also you guys, since you guys are the ones making it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you guys to all kind of participate in this together. Everybody write down in the journals
Mhm.
what they eat, how much they eat, and then how much activity you do for the day, if it's just kind of walking or
Mhm.
anything. Write that down.
Awesome.
And I would like to hear back from you in a couple weeks. I will send you over a bunch of information, some recipes too for the kale chips and
Right.
stuff like
Awesome. Mhm.
that. So yeah,
Well, thank you.
yeah, of course. If you have any questions, feel free to
Mhm.
reach out to me. I'm always here for you.
Thank you. This is very helpful.
Good, I'm glad. All right.
All right.
Well, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
See you in a few weeks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.